Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another CounterSide video. Alright, so today's video is going to be a bit different. So I want to let you guys know about my opinion because a lot of people keep asking me what do I think of the new updates, right? So Origin update versus old CounterSide, which one do I like more? Right now I'm logging into CounterSide C. Alright, as you can see, CounterSide C still fine, old CounterSide. And then also I have CounterSide Global on the new CounterSide. So let's talk about all the differences. Alright, what do you need to know regarding the changes? What's the most important one? So first things first, the daily. Alright, so that's the one that's most notable. If you want to go to do the dailies, now you can see the interface has changed, right? For CounterSide C, usually I'll go and do this one, the binaries for this one, right? So this one is like quite straightforward. As for the challenge stages, there are some stages that you cannot skip. I know the Chloe's credit search, you can't really skip, so you will have to, right now, if I want to do this one, right, I have to stack or repeat, right? You can see right there, there's only two options, stack or repeat, you cannot skip. Some of the challenge stages, I think all the challenge stages, you either have to stack or you have to repeat. But the new one, alright, the CounterSide Origin one, if you go here, you can skip all of it. That's the good thing. That's the one good thing that I can think of in the new Origin. It's a little bit more confusing, but most of the time you want to go to this one, right here, the request, go to the challenge, and these are the ones that rotates every day. So on Monday, it's always Chloe's credit search and Kim Hana's performance evaluation. For this one, still roughly the same, but now you can see a little bit more finicky right here. There's a couple of things to take note. The interface right now over here versus over here, this is the mainstream. I actually like the old one better for that one, not gonna lie. But I can see why the developers are leaning towards this one, because it's easier for the storytelling. For example, right now in the chapter, like for example, they do it like this. So you know that chapter 3-3 and this story chapter 8 is happening at the same time, I'm guessing. So yeah, it's a little bit weird, but it's just for the storytelling. Side story though, now that's a different story. So substream right here, you can see, ooh, now the side story gets super complicated. I don't know why. Why do they do this? I have no idea. So right now the new CounterSide, if you go to the side story, every single side story has its own currency. So this one has this currency, has its own shop and its own currency. It's as though every side story is an event right now. So you gotta farm this particular thing, for example this one for the support machine, right? And then you can see there's all these things that you can purchase. The thing is, for the side story, there's no way for you to skip battle. There's no skip. You have to do constantly, repeat it every single time. And it's very, very annoying. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why this is even a thing. For example, you can go here. This is for the last semester's one. Now this one uses this currency. This one is a cherry blossom candy, right? The old one side story, straightforward, there's no currency. You just farm for shards. So right now, obviously, the developers have decided to remove most of the I wouldn't say most of the shards. The shards can still be used. Unit data can still be used. I'm not sure if I like that as much. So the advice here is, hopefully, if you guys have anyone playing in C watching this, if you guys have any characters, make sure to convert them into a unit. I think that would be much more beneficial with the tactical update, right? So yeah, a lot of things here. Too many side shop. I feel like it's unnecessary. There's just so many. Every single one has its own currency. It's very confusing. I feel like too many places to farm. Granted, I get it. You only have to do it once you empty out the shop. I assume the shop items can only be purchased once. So once you empty out, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore, I'm guessing. So that's just the mindset going into this. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of things right here. So I leave it that up to you guys. If you guys think that's a plus or a minus. For me, I feel like the old one is good as it is. So the good thing about the new interface is now you can set favorites. So by setting favorites, you can also go to the main menu and find the main particular one right here under the favorite section. You can see. So to set favorites, if you guys can't see, I think my face cam is blocking it. Every single stage, there's this star right here. So by setting this star, that means this stage is now your favorite stage. And favorite stage now can be accessed from the favorite menu. In the main menu, right here, click on this and this will give you all of this, right? But hey, regardless, that's just pretty much the interface. Now let's talk about a few other things that maybe I don't like as much. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like that now there's no more way for you to level up your characters. So if you guys are not aware, before this, the old game, the old CounterSide, you can put your characters here, level 99, you can level them up to level 100. Right, I think that was pretty cool. You can always try to level up your fodders, get more EXP, etc. They completely removed that. Now you can no longer do that, but instead every single stage that you beat will give you appraisals instead. However, I still like the old one better because you can clearly tell the new one you don't get as much EXP. The appraisals is cool and all, but you just don't get them as much. Now, in terms of a few other changes is the PvP. Alright, so that's something to keep in mind. In PvP now they added the skin. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Still the same, Gauntlet is completely the same, but right now you can see, let me show you guys this particular one. If you are able to reach Diamond 5 and above at the end of the season, you'll be able to get this Replacer King skin. Something to keep in mind. Now, let's talk about the huge changes. This is going to, you know, be upsetting to a lot of players. I get it. Some of you guys were really upset with all of these new changes. So let's talk about Shadow Hall, Shadow Palace. I like the old one better, I'm not gonna lie. So the old one, right, you just go here, Shadow Hall, Shadow Palace, you get one of these things, the Quantum Coordinates Crystal, every single day, right? This is how it works. The new one, I don't know what the heck is this. I don't know what am I even looking at. It's so convoluted. It's under the Dimension Trimming section. Shadow Palace Trimming Shadow. So you farm for this, right? And this time it's way harder to get Shadow Hall, Shadow Palace gears. I don't know why they even think this is better. So you can beat one stage. I'm now at stage 17. You can beat up to stage, I believe 60. Somebody have reached there already, but it consumes Eternium now. It consumes Eternium, you can see. 640 Eternium just to beat one stage. Before this, it doesn't consume Eternium. So you get to do it every single day. Plus, if you go to the exchange center, this is how it is like before this. You get to purchase all of these spectral gear. You get to get all of this easily. This is like so easy. It's so easy to get Shadow Hall, Shadow Palace gears. Their gears are always so useful. Now, the new one, they completely changed it. There's no more. This shop don't exist anymore. Let me show you guys. The new one, if I go to shop, if I go to exchange center, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as Shadow Palace. The shop has been completely removed. Alright, obliterated, destroyed. So now if you go HQ, workshop. So now the only way to get it is to do this right here, the T6 Spectral Universal Mold. And there's not even the other molds. There's only this one. There's only this one, right? Universal Mold. And this time you need a lot of these things. You need 2000 for times 10, which is insane. Alright, the old one, at least there's a ultra precise version. I don't know why they removed the molds altogether. So this is how the old one is like. So yeah, you get this one, fair, right? But this one, there's also this one, the ultra precise T6 Spectrum module, which only gives purple and yellow. The new one, they removed that. In Origin, they removed that. I don't know why. I don't know why they removed that. I'm guessing maybe they think it's too easy for players to get gears. To be fair, they did add an option for you to be able to farm maze gear. But even this take years. We're going to talk about this later. Alright, this one is gonna... Whew, so it's gonna be insane. Yeah, so that's one of the things that I didn't like. The Shadow Palace changes for sure. Now let's talk about a few other things besides the Shadow Palace changes. Right here you can go Dimension Trimming. Right now the Relic Dungeons completely removed. So now they have changed how it works. So this Diva, I haven't really tried it. I think I tried it once. I need to build my horizon for this one. So this is the... Now you can see it's exactly like Dimensional Trimming. So the old one, you only need one team. Alright, you only need one team. So it's under here, challenge. So Steely Ruins, Traces of Resistance, where Nightmares Prevail. So depending, now this one you can use your specific strat to beat it. You know, This one you can use your specific strat to beat it, etc. But the new one, they make it so that it's very similar to dimension trimming. I'm not sure why, but it's harder for new players. I'm guessing they want to make it like this is the end game. I'm guessing that's the approach. That's the mindset for the developers. They want to make it, okay, this is the end game. We're trying to make the end game harder. So the requirements is higher. So now players have to build 3 different teams. Which I get it. You gotta build 3 separate teams if you want to beat this particular stage, right? For example, this is my team that I used the first time. Yeah, it's a little bit harder now. And then there's also dimension trimming, which I haven't unlocked yet. So I assume that's going to be the same, right? The thing is, I don't know why they go and change that completely. It's a little bit weird, right? That they changed that completely. The old one, you still have the mole. Now you can see right here. Again, we're going to go to the workshop under the relic gear. So this is the old one. You can craft the Swift relic weapon mold, the Swift relic armor mold. Now the new one, it is still the same, but this time it's using this currency thing, the high-tech board. It's a little bit different. So yeah, highly recommend you guys, if you guys are playing on C, make sure you guys use up all of this. Alright, just use up all of those. Hopefully, you know, so that it doesn't go to waste. That's the best course of action. Or else it's going to be all convert into this thing called the high-tech board. I actually feel it's unnecessary for them to change this. It's still the same thing, right? It's pretty much the same thing. They just changed it how it works. Now the requirements is like you need 3 teams and you need to beat all 3 stages, or else you cannot beat it at all, which is a little bit frustrating. Raid gears, fortunately, this one is still the same. The dive. Okay, let's talk about the dive. This is the old dive. Love the old dive, man. I love the old dive. Simple. You put your character, you put your team, and then you can sweep. And then you just consume info. Right? Fair enough. Yeah, and dive is pretty cool. You can do how many times you want. There's this thing called the dive coordinates. You can see it will give you every 40 to 50-ish days. New one, they changed how it works. Sadly, that thing has been completely reworked. Now you can see, now they give you this thing, the exploration permit. And this one, you get 2 of these every single day. And you cannot have more than 10 permits at the same time. So you gotta do this every single day. The sad thing is, now in the dive, you can't sweep. I don't know why they haven't added sweep. And they changed how the dive concept works. Like the dive before this, you used to use 2 bullets. Now the dive is like, you can basically just use 1 ship. 1 strong ship, and it will just push that ship throughout. It seems like that's the approach. Yeah, so that's also pretty much one of the major changes. I have no idea if I like that per se. That one is quite a huge change actually, the dive, right? The danger close, okay. The old one, I'm not too sure. I feel like the old one is slightly better in my humble opinion. But this can be depending on the preference. I always like the concept of having to be able to fight 2 bosses. So the new one is a bit simpler. You only get to fight 1 boss. So I'm not sure if that's better or worse. I guess it depends on where you stand. Right here you can see we only have 1 boss versus Yamato no Orochi right now. I'm not sure if, like I said, I'm not sure if I like just 1 boss. I actually do prefer that there's more things to do. Like, it's not that big of a deal, right? 2 bosses versus 1 boss, it's not like it's extremely tedious. You can't fight you only get 3 tries a day anyways. So before this, over the course of 7 days, you gotta like, you only need 2 days actually. You only need 2 days to be able to beat the bosses. Plus, if you go to the shop right here, right, you can get a lot of this cool stuff. But right now, yeah, this thing is going to be quite important because since they removed the Shadow Palace, you cannot get the gold binaries anymore. So this one is going to be very, very, very important if you are free to play. So that's just how it is. The new CounterSide, no more free gold binaries. Which I think is going to be, I don't know, I hope they give you more ways to obtain gold binaries, because the best way for free to play to ever obtain gold binaries to tune your gears right now, I mean previously in the old CounterSide is from the Shadow Palace, right? That's the only way to get, you get 50 every single month. Look, boom, C server, easy, you can buy that. Now, Origin, they removed that. it's all here. You have to buy gold binaries here. So that means danger close is going to be much more important than before, for sure. Not sure if I like the direction, and there's a lot of things here you can see. They add a lot of things to be purchased from the danger close, and sadly it's only once a month as far as I know, or is it twice a month? Something like once every 3 weeks, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, like it's quite limiting. I feel like it's very limited to what you are able to get from the shop. If you want to get the gears, or do you want to get the gold bins, right? Something that players will have to select. Yeah, and the last one that I want to talk about is going to be the dimension trimming, which I assume is going to be the same. Global is getting it super early, right? So this is something that we just got it in C like a couple of weeks ago, I think like 3 weeks ago, and Global is already getting it now. So I can see some newer players might struggle for that per se. But for me, the biggest complaint is dive. It takes very long right now. I would rather prefer to spend my time doing something else, or just doing raids in general, right? At least raids, I will be able to farm raid gears. Speaking of raid gears, that's the best way to farm the gears right now, right? People have been asking me, hey, how do you get gears as a new player, right? The best one is to farm a bunch of raid gears. You know, these are going to be the best ones, right? Since infos right now, a lot of things have been removed, a lot of things have changed. Dives doesn't need you to use info anymore, so info is mostly just going to be used for raids. So if you see any raids, just go ahead and attack it. That's going to be your best chance to get some good gears along the way. Hopefully, you know, you'll be able to craft more gears in that particular section. So yeah, that's overall the changes that I see so far. I'm not sure if I missed anything. If I do, let me know in the comment section below. But those are the things that I think definitely do affect me. I would say overall, it's slightly on the bad side. Alright, so I would say some of it is good, some of it is bad, but I feel like there's more bad than good. That's just what I think. Obviously, like there are some things like this one it doesn't matter to me that much, right? The prestige service for me is like, it's whatever, right? 80,000 admin coins is a lot for sure. It's just a skin, like for me it doesn't really matter that much. And also the color bar thing, the HP is now white as opposed to green. More than likely, over time, most players will be able to adjust. But yeah, that's pretty much the major changes from the old CounterSide to the new CounterSide Origin. Let me know what you guys think, alright, of the changes. Do you guys like it? Do you guys think it's like some of these changes are too drastic, unnecessary? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, if you guys haven't already subscribed, give this video a like. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.